You're about to see a short presentation on Ram pickup drivelines. That is, everything from the transmission to the wheels that was originally produced by CDN for service technicians. The information it provides is quite detailed, probably more than many customers would care to know about. But for many other customers, especially those who are buying a pickup for work use, reliability and service ease are important considerations. This presentation will help prepare you to address their needs. For 1994, Ram drivelines feature manual transmissions that are quieter, stronger, and easier to shift than last year's models. A new heavy-duty automatic transmission has been created expressly for use with the Cummins turbo diesel and V10 engines. A new temperature sensor helps protect some automatic transmissions against damage from overheating during heavy hauling or towing. Shifting into four-wheel drive is more convenient than ever, thanks to a relocated lever. A new power takeoff feature, or PTO, on 4x2 automatic transmission models, the first ever offered by a major automaker. PTOs allow owners to use the truck engine to power external equipment, such as winches and pumps. Those are the benefits to your customers. Now watch this presentation of the 1994 Ram driveline technical highlights to learn how they're accomplished.
If the engine is the heart of any pickup truck, the transmission and driveline are its legs. That's why Dodge engineers spent a great deal of time and effort improving many of these components and sometimes developing entirely new ones. In this segment, we'll look at highlights of what's new or revised on the transmissions and drivelines of the new Ram pickup. We'll start with the transmissions. One of the most important new driveline elements in the new Ram pickup is the NV3500 manual transmission. The NV3500 is a 5-speed, medium-duty manual that's used on all 1500 series Ram pickups equipped with a 3.9-liter V6 or 5.2-liter V8. On these trucks, it replaces the NV4500, which is still used on the 2500 and 3500 models. You'll find the NV3500's identification tag with a barcode, assembly part number, and serial number located on the bell housing. The new NV3500 is better suited to light hauling and everyday commuting needs of 1500 series buyers. Its internal components are lighter, which makes it easier to shift. The gear ratios are also designed for everyday commuting and the hauling of relatively light loads. The NV3500 weighs about 100 pounds less than the NV4500 due to the lighter internal components and the cast aluminum case. The case also reduces noise. As with all Ram manual transmissions, the NV3500 features an interlock system that prevents the engine from being started when the clutch is engaged. This is achieved with clutch pedal position switch under the instrument panel that is wired in series between the starter relay coil and the ignition switch. The NV3500's clutch disc uses 4 damper springs instead of 5. Each spring is longer for better vibration damping. This design also helps reduce gear rattle. By the way, this clutch disc design is also used on the NV4500 transmission. Another change concerns the shift lever and its extension. Instead of the shift lever extension screwing into place on the shift lever, as found on the Dakota and the old Ram, the new Ram's NV3500 and all other manual transmissions have extensions with a square bore that snaps down into place over the shift lever. A rubber isolator inside the shift lever extension helps prevent transmission noise and vibration from entering the passenger compartment.
The new NV3500 manual transmission is ideally suited to your personal use pickup buyers who will use the Ram pickup for commuting and hauling relatively light loads. Many Ram pickup buyers will have much larger needs to meet, hauling major payloads. These buyers will require the heavier duty models with larger engines and stronger transmissions. That's why Dodge is introducing a new heavy-duty NV4500 transmission. Here's more about it.
2500 and 3500 series Ram pickups equipped with V8 engines use the NV4500 manual transmission, which you're well familiar with. The only major changes are to the clutch disc and shift lever, as we've just seen. However, trucks equipped with the Cummins turbo diesel or the V10 engine have a new heavy-duty version of this transmission, the NV4500 HD, which replaces the old Getrag unit. The countershaft, gears, and gear ratios are all identical to those found in the standard-duty NV4500. However, the heavy-duty version features larger input and output shafts to accommodate the increased torque of the Cummins and V10 engines. As a result, the shaft retainers are also larger. The result is that the NV4500 HD is rated for up to 450 pound-feet of torque, 10% more than the Getrag unit it replaces.
Many buyers prefer the convenience of an automatic transmission, of course. Ram pickup buyers have 3 to choose from, including a new heavy-duty automatic for use with the Cummins turbo diesel and V10 engines. Here's how Dodge engineers created it.
The new Ram pickup is also available with 3 automatic transmissions, the 42RH and 46RH, which you are already familiar with, and the new 47RH. The 47RH is based upon the 46RH. As its name indicates, the 47RH has a higher torque capacity, up to 450 foot-pounds. A number of modifications were made to create the 47RH. The pressure angle on the spline between the intermediate shaft and the front planetary gear unit was changed from 37.5 to 30 degrees to provide more metal-to-metal contact. A 5th pinion was added to the front planetary gear carrier to help ensure a long life. This design is also found on some 46RH applications. The reverse band was widened and changed from a single to a double-wrapped type. The reverse servo diameter was reduced to accommodate the new band width. Other modifications include the use of an enlarged input shaft. The torque converter clutch feed hole was shot-peened for a longer life, and a 9th disc was added to the direct clutch assembly of the overdrive unit.
What most of that technical information means is simply that the 47RH automatic transmission uses larger, stronger parts in order to harness the power of the Cummins and V10 engines. Heavy-duty hauling and towing often causes a rise in automatic transmission fluid temperatures. If the fluid becomes too hot, it can damage the transmission. So Dodge engineers have devised a new system to alert the driver and help prevent the fluid from reaching those temperatures. Here's how it works.
A new transmission temperature control system was also developed that is standard on every 47RH and available on some 46RH applications. A sensor mounted in the fluid line near the transmission alerts the Powertrain Control Module, or PCM, if the fluid temperature reaches excessive levels. The PCM will then activate a warning lamp on the instrument panel, energize the TCC solenoid, and may de-energize the overdrive solenoid if necessary until the fluid temperature drops to normal levels.
Make sure that your heavy-duty buyers understand how the transmission temperature control system works. Otherwise, when the lockup torque converter doesn't engage and the truck won't upshift into 4th gear, they may think the transmission's not working correctly, when in fact, it's taking these steps to prevent serious damage. Now, let's turn our attention to 4x4 models and their transfer cases. Remember that the transfer case controls the flow of power to the front wheels. In addition to the existing transfer case, Dodge engineers have created 2 new ones. One for light-duty use that's easier to shift, and another for heavy-duty uses. Here's how they did it.
Transfer cases are another Ram pickup item that comes in 3s. The new NV231 HD, a heavy-duty version of the NV231 used on Dakota 4x4s, the NV241 that you're already familiar with, and a new NV241 HD. All 3 transfer cases are now a left-hand drop design. That is, the 4-wheel drive shift lever is placed to the left of the transmission gear shift lever for convenience. Larger synchronizers are also used in all 3 transfer cases for easier shifting. The new NV241 HD transfer case is used on all 3500 and some 2500 4x4 models. Compared to the standard version, it uses a wider chain and sprockets and a larger output shaft. It also provides a mounting location for a power takeoff or PTO unit.
Power takeoff units, or PTOs, are very important to work-use buyers. They enable the owner to use the truck's engine to power external equipment, such as a winch or a pump. The concept of a PTO is not new. What Dodge has done, however, is to offer the PTO on 4x2 models equipped with automatic transmissions, the single most popular drivetrain configuration. Here's how it works.
PTO capability is fairly common on 4x4 transfer cases and on 4x2s equipped with manual transmissions, but no automaker has offered a PTO adapter for a 4x2 with an automatic transmission until now. The NV021 PTO adapter was derived from a 4x4 transfer case and attaches to the rear of the transmission. A sliding clutch connects and disconnects the PTO gear with the transmission's output shaft.
Perhaps the most mundane part of the driveline is the drive shaft, the tube that connects the transmission to the rear axle. It's just a piece of metal, and all it has to do is resist the twisting force of the engine. But Dodge engineers are even looking for ways to improve the drive shaft.
1500 series 4x2 long box models equipped with the 5.2-liter V8 and an automatic transmission will use a new lightweight prop shaft. The shaft is aluminum wrapped with graphite fibers for added strength. This saves about 20 pounds over the steel prop shafts used on other applications. The final steps in any driveline, of course, are the axles. And there are a few changes worth noting here as well. Up front, the Dana 44 and Dana 60 axles feature new mounts for the 4x4's link coil suspension. At the rear, the new Dana 80 axle is used on selected models with the Cummins or V10 engine. All Dana rear axles now use outboard mounted brake drums that allow the drum to be removed without pulling the axle shaft.
That may sound unimportant, but it's actually an improvement that will save your customers money when it's time to replace their rear brake drums.
And finally, all corporate rear axles with limited slip differentials now use Dana differential carriers and clutch discs, which are about 5 pounds lighter than the Auburn gear units used in the past. That's a quick look at the highlights of the transmissions and drivetrains for the new Ram pickup. You can learn much more about everything we've covered in the service training classes offered by Service Operations. For more information or class schedule, contact your Service Zone office.